Hi guys, this is IGCSE O-Level Chemistry, paper 12, November 2013, question 11. Which relative molecular mass, MR, is not correct for the molecule given? So we have ammonia, carbon dioxide, methane, and oxygen. So first, let's put down the AR of the elements involved. So we have nitrogen with an AR of 14, hydrogen with an AR of 1, carbon with an AR of 12, and oxygen with an AR of 16. Now let's put down the MR and verify whether the ones given in the options are correct or not. So for nitrogen, it would be 14 in ammonia and 3 for hydrogen, making it a total of 17. So the MR given is correct. Next, for carbon dioxide, it would be 12 plus 16 plus 16, making a total of 44, which is also correct. For methane, it would be 12 plus 4, giving us an MR value of 16, which is also correct. And for oxygen, it would be 16 plus 16, 32. However, the one given in the options is 16, making it incorrect. Therefore, option D is the correct option for this question. Question 12. When anhydrous copper to sulfate is added to water, a solution is formed and heat is given out. So this is an exothermic reaction. Okay, which row correctly shows the temperature change in the type of reaction taking place? So if heat is given out, the temperature change would be that the temperature increases. So this eliminates options A and B. And since heat is given off, this is an exothermic reaction, not an endothermic reaction, eliminating option C and making option D the correct option for this question. Question 13. The diagram shows the electrolysis of concentrated aqueous sodium chloride. What is the color of the litmus at each electrode after 5 minutes? So litmus, so the electrolyte contains concentrated aqueous sodium chloride and litmus. Okay, they've added litmus in this. So reactions that take place at the cathode and the anode. So at the cathode, we would have production of hydrogen gas, which would be 2 moles of H positive ion, accepting 2 moles of electrons, producing hydrogen gas. And at the anode, we would have 2 moles of Cl negative ions, liberating 2 moles of electrons to form chlorine gas. Now, since we have chloride ions converting to chlorine at the anode, we would have Na positive remaining in solution. And at the cathode, we have H positive ions converting into H2. So we would have OH negative ions remaining in solution. So the remaining electrolyte would contain NaOH. So the question is, what is the color of the litmus at each electrode after 5 minutes? So at the anode, since Na positive ions are there, Na positive ions are not responsible for the basicity. So there would be no color at the anode, it would be colorless. However, OH negative ions are responsible for basicity. So OH negative ions being produced at the cathode will turn the litmus blue, because litmus appears blue under alkaline conditions and red under acidic conditions. Since OH negative ions are present, these are alkaline conditions. So the color of the solution at the cathode would turn blue, making option D the correct option for this question. Question 14. Anhydrous copper to sulfate can be made by heating hydrated copper to sulfate. What can be added to anhydrous copper to sulfate to turn it into hydrated copper to sulfate? So if we heat it to remove water, we just add water to the anhydrous copper to sulfate to hydrate it again to form the hydrated copper to sulfate. So the only thing that needs to be done is water is to be added. So the options are we add concentrated sulfuric acid, no. We add sodium hydroxide powder, no. We add sulfur dioxide, no. We add water, yes. So this makes option D the correct option for this question. Question 15. Which fuel does not produce carbon dioxide when it burns? So a fuel which will not contain carbon will not produce carbon dioxide. So we have coal. Coal is made of carbon, so this will produce carbon dioxide. We have hydrogen. Hydrogen is an element. It just comprises of hydrogen atoms, no carbon atoms, so this will not produce carbon dioxide. We've got methane. Methane is CH4, which contains carbon and hydrogen both, so it will produce carbon dioxide and water upon burning. And we have petrol. Petrol is C8H18. Again, it is a hydrocarbon. When it burns, it will produce carbon dioxide and water. So the correct option for this question is hydrogen. So coal, methane, and petrol will produce carbon dioxide. Hydrogen will not, making option B the correct option for this question. Question 16. A student investigates the rate of reaction between zinc and an excess of sulfuric acid. The graph shows the results of the two experiments X and Y. So we have the same volume of hydrogen being produced. It is slower in X and faster in Y, but the quantity of hydrogen produced or the volume of hydrogen produced remains the same. So which change explains the difference between X and Y? A catalyst is added in Y. A catalyst speeds up the rate of reaction but does not have any effect on the yield of the product. So adding a catalyst will cause reaction X to turn into reaction Y. This is correct. Next, a lower temperature is used in Y. If a lower temperature was used, it would take a greater time for the same volume of hydrogen to be produced, not lesser time. So this is incorrect. Large pieces of zinc are used in Y. Again, it would be a slower reaction. So Y would be a curve below X. Less concentrated acid is used in Y, then the curve would be below X again. So the correct option for this question is option A. Question 17. Which are properties of an acid? Reacts with ammonium sulfate to form ammonia. Ammonium sulfate itself is acidic. An acidic salt will not react with an acid. In fact, it will react with a base. So this is a property of a base, not an acid. Next, turns red litmus blue. An acid turns blue litmus red, a base would turn red litmus blue. So both the properties here are those of bases and not of acids. So since none of the properties belong to an acid, option D is the correct option for this question. Question 18. Which of the following are properties of the oxides of non-metals? So oxides of non-metals are carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. So what are the properties? They are acidic or basic. These are all acidic, eliminating options C and D. And property 2 is, are they covalent or ionic? These are all covalent compounds, eliminating option B and making option A the correct option for this question. Question 19. The reactions shown may occur in air during a thunderstorm. Which row shows what happens to the reactant molecules in each of these reactions? So what happens to N2? N2 has an oxidation state of 0 on the reactant side, and on the product side it has an oxidation state of +2. So 0 to +2 it gets oxidized. So this eliminates options C and D. Next we have NO. So NO having a oxidation state of +2 for nitrogen is converted into NO2, in which nitrogen has an oxidation state of +4. So +2 to +4 is oxidation, which is present in both the remaining options. In the third equation, we are looking at O3. Now, NO is converted into NO here as well. So nitrogen is going from +2 to +4. Nitrogen is being oxidized, and O3 is going to O2. So there is loss of oxygen. Loss of oxygen means that O3 has been reduced to O2. So this eliminates option A and makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 20. Calcium on the left of the period 4 of the periodic table is more metallic than bromine on the right of this period. Why is this? Calcium has fewer electrons. Calcium has a fewer electrons. Yes, but that is not the reason why it is metallic. It has a fewer protons. Same reason. Fewer full shells of electrons. No, they've got equal full shells of electrons. This is not the reason either. Fewer outer shell electrons. Yes, because calcium has got fewer outer shell electrons, it is metallic. Bromine has got more outer shell electrons, so it is not metallic because all of those electrons cannot be delocalized in the sea of electrons. So this reason appears correct. Therefore, option D is the correct option for this question.